When you're fighting demons, and by demons, I mean the common cold. Guys, this is going to be a shorter episode of the podcast. It's one of those times when you think you're gonna, you think going outside is healthy. It's good for you, it's a good time out there, and then you come back and you realize there's disease out there, there's germs. It's spreading. It's all over the world. And then you realize we did go through a pandemic. And then you realize, yeah, and there has been people that don't wash their hands. And yeah, people are disgusting, These are the things we forget, when when we become a part of the world. And I just want to say this is a bad moment, but it doesn't make me regret going outside. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I'm currently fighting the common cold, fighting demons, really, really, really demons. It's just these demons are giving me sniffles and coughs. And it's like no matter how much hot tea I drink, it won't stop the sore throat. It won't stop the never-ending fever. You know what I mean? No matter how much I sweat, no matter how much vitamins or liquids I drink, it just won't go away. So the best thing to do is to really do nothing. Let your body take its course. It's gonna hang in there. It's definitely gonna do its thing. I've beaten the cold before. I can do it again. I don't know. I honestly have no idea how this time I'm gonna come back stronger. But it's just like, if this thing could take me down so easily, what about next time? There's always gonna be a next time, isn't there? No matter how, you know what I mean? It's like even old people get sick, and it's like, how did you get sick? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Every time I sneeze or like I cough, I can feel it in my chest. I can feel it all throughout my bones. I just feel like this never-ending like ache. You know what I mean? This pain that's just like, I was made to be stronger than this. And then you just like, you wake up in the middle of the night in a hot sweat because you're trying to like sweat it all out. And then you realize, I need water. And then you look to your bedside, and there's supposed to be a water bottle full of water. But you already drink that water. You know why? Because you're sick, and your mind's playing tricks on you. Why? Because you're sick. You can't figure it out. That's what I'm talking about. These are demons right here. All right, those are demons. Okay, you wake up in the middle of the night, and you're holding on to an empty, not even half full, not even like a little bit, not even like, water flip level of water. You know what I'm saying? It's just empty plastic water bottle. And you're now contemplating getting out of bed just to go get some more water. But then you realize staying in bed is so much better. Because once you stand up, there are two things that could happen, okay? The first one is, the moment you stand up, you're going to immediately feel it. You're going to feel it all throughout, from your feet all the way to your head, all right? You're going to immediately feel just the overwhelming amount of like soreness, like just the feeling of like, oh man, I'm not going to survive this. I'm definitely screwed if I even walk a little bit, Like you realize it's going to be a challenge. This is not going to be a fun little walk. Or the moment you stand up, now your sleep schedule's all messed up. Now you're like, well, I'm already up, I'm awake now, and then you need your phone to kind of like navigate through the house a little bit. I mean, I could walk in the dark, like I know my house very well, but it's like I could walk in the dark, or in order to avoid, monsters in the dark, I could have my phone on, and I can shine the light around so that way I can see where I'm going and whatnot. And then once I get the water, now that I have my phone in my hand, I'm just going to go back online on the internet and on YouTube or whatever. And I'm just going to scroll through videos and videos and videos, and I'm never going to sleep. And then now it's like, oh man, I'm ruined. So really, it's a part of a larger problem when you get sick, So now here's the thing, right? When you're fighting demons, okay, and by demons I mean the common cold, you just gotta suffer through it, and not suffer through it in a sad way. Suffer through it in you can still do stuff, but not at 100%. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm definitely not at 100%, but at the same time, if let's say a nuclear bomb, like if I got let's say if I got an Amber Alert that said, hey man, there's going to be a nuclear bomb landing in your area in 30 minutes, let's say, you know what I mean? I'm going to give myself a little bit of time here. I'm gonna be able to move, all right? I'm not saying I'm gonna, I'm gonna be so sick I'm gonna curl up and die right here, you know what I mean? I'm not at that level, at least not anymore. But now, right here, right now, I will say this, okay? You're not gonna curl up in a ball and die, but you're gonna be able to move enough to at least run, all right? If it comes to that. Driving is probably the most ideal, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like if I had to, I could run. I could sprint, I could let the adrenaline take care of my body for me, okay? But it's not going to be as strong as I could be if I was at 100%. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? It's not as if I'm incapable of doing stuff. It's just that with a fever and a headache, and then the sniffs and the coughing and the sneezing and the sore throat, I mean, all of it together just calls for a recipe for disaster, and nobody wants that. Nobody really wants that. So again, I think that I'm going to come out of this stronger than ever. You know what I mean? There is hope for me. I've faced this before. I've faced these demons before, and I've come out strong in the past, And now I have to suffer through them again, you know what I mean? It's just one of those moments where you think that you're healthy as can be. You think you're strong as can be. You think there's nothing that can stop you. You think you're invincible. You think even if I were subjected to the worst illness in the world, I could face it and take it on. And this is the moment where it's like, no, not possible. Just the smallest little, just the moment where it's like, your one nose is clogged up and the other one is like a desert, you know what I'm saying? And then you're just like, oh man, it's one of those. And then your ears, oh my gosh, my ears they feel like volcanoes. Like they're about to spew steam out of them. They're so hot. It's just one of those moments where it's like my sinuses are all clogged. And then you try that thing to clear your sinuses, you know what I'm talking about? Like with the water, where you put the thing up to your nose or whatnot, and then you try to clear your sinuses, and then it's one of those machines, you know what I'm talking about? Those machines where it's like it pushes water out, and then the other one sucks in through the other nostril, the water, you know what I mean? And it clears out your whole thing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, that thing sucks. Not that I've tried it for this moment, you know what I mean? But it's just that like it's fine, but it doesn't solve everything. And I don't think it would solve this problem. So again, just to make it perfectly clear, I'm okay. You know, I'm perfectly fine. My demons have not gotten the better of me. But when you're, fighting demons, do what I do. Look on the bright side of things. And the bright side of this whole thing is that you get to figure out what your limits are. Sorry about that, I had a cough. You figure out what your limits are, okay? You test your limits. You see, you didn't know that you could, you didn't know that you could walk. Let's say you have no idea what you can do with as weak and as sick as you are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I had no idea I could walk 5 miles while sick and having a cold. But you did it, you know what I mean? It was slow and it was awful, but you could do it, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know, oh, what's that? You didn't know you could... Oh, you didn't know that you could sweat like a whole, like a whole rainforest worth of sweat and then still need, and still realize that you're still sick and that wasn't enough, you know what I mean? Oh, you didn't know that you could drink like 5 bottles of water in one go? This is, you know what I mean? These are one of those realizations about the human body. This is what doctors live for. This is why they're so fascinated in understanding, hey, how can we figure this out? And everybody's so unique, you know what I mean? Because back in the day, man, imagine the doctors back in the day. If the doctors back in the day looked at me like me now, they would tell me I'm going to die. They would have been like, "Yeah, you're dead, dude. You're not gonna make it. I'm sorry. That's just the way that it works. You're dead as a doornail." But now doctors look at me and they obviously, they go, yeah, you'll be fine. Drink some hot tea, have some, take some Tylenol or whatever, Advil, take whatever you want. They'll basically just be like, yeah, do some drugs and then come back and we'll figure this whole thing out, okay? You'll be fine, champ. They give you like a lollipop and they say like, go do your thing, okay? That's essentially what they do. Now, I do kind of want to be on the pessimistic side here. Give the pessimists their chance to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I think on the downside is everything else. This sucks. This is without a doubt. I mean, all modern medicine, all the things, all of the people all of the doctors who have really worked, slaved away in their labs and worked on cure after cure after cure, and they can't cure this cold. They can't cure it. There's no definitive one pill that you can take to solve it all. And that's a bummer. That sucks. That's not a good thing. That won't, I think that maybe one day we'll get to that point, you know what I mean? But not today. So, unfortunately, I have to suffer through this. Now, what does that say about the future if we do, let's say there is a pill that all you have to do is drink it and then you're cured the next day? Like, you know, what happens then? You know, how advanced does modern medicine have to get? Does that mean we could essentially be immortal? Could we be immortal? I don't know. It's definitely out there. You've oh my gosh, you've seen that guy who's like tried to stay young forever. He's like trying to stay like he's like 50 or like 40 or 50 years old and he looks like 26 or something like that. And he's like, "Dude, I'm trying to find the gateway," or he's like, "I'm trying to figure out how to stay youthful forever." And I was like, "Dude, there's a beauty in aging." But at the same time, I think that it's great for science. Like, do I agree with the guy? Like, no, not really. I mean, I'll hold on to my youthful looks for as long as I can, you know what I mean? I'm definitely amazing, and it's like it's cool being young, but it's like I guess after a certain age you kind of have to be like, "You know what? Eat right, take care of your body, nurture it the best that you can, and that's it. This guy trying to prolong it with like blood fusions and like, skin treatments or whatnot, like anything that he can do. And he has, every right to take it that way, to do whatever it takes to be that way. And I think it's cool for modern medicine, but I don't know, dude. It just seems like a bit of it feels like a huge reach to try to get it, to happen. But anyways, overall, would I say that this common cold is killing me? I don't know, dude. Oh, that's another thing. Let me just say this. Back in the day, you throw me into Europe. You throw me as I am now with my common cold. If you throw me into Europe or like in Great Britain or whatever, like right there with everybody in the village and the town square or whatnot, right? You throw me in there with all the kings and all of the people, right? They are dying the moment they touch me. Like they don't have the antibodies that I have been given while growing up. They will not be able to really do anything. I will cause a plague in their world because the stronger our body gets, right? The stronger these viruses, these infections, these colds have to be, So I'll be able to survive whatever they have, but they won't be able to survive whatever I have. So this common cold that I have, to the people in my community, in my city, right? They'll be okay. They'll be able to face me, and there's a possibility they might get sick too, and that's that's okay. They'll get through it just like I'm getting through it now. But you throw me back in the day, you throw me back into the 1700s. Is that how far back it is? I have no idea. You throw me back into the 1900s, 1800s, however far back you can take me, and they will die the moment they touch me. If they give me a high five, they are dead. Okay, they will contract germs no matter how much water, how much soap no matter how much I wash my hands, they get into any kind of contact with me. They enter my direct vicinity, they enter into my bubble space, they are going to die, and there's nothing I can do to help them. All I can do is just suffer through this and then hope for the best. Now, I think when you're fighting demons, it's easy. Like the obvious thing to do is like, you want to just stay in bed and do nothing, and that's a perfect strategy. Never let anybody tell you that's not something you should do. But for me, I always try to do something, and that could be a simple getting up and taking medicine, It could be making tea, it could be doing whatever, right? And most of the time that's how people do it, right? They always have to do something. They have no choice. But I say this is the perfect opportunity to see what I'm made of. Can I handle it? Am I really tough, or am I going to let this sniffles dictate what happens to me in the future for the rest of my life, really? And I thought about it. I was like, if I were a billionaire, okay, and I had something really important to do and I got sick, would I still lay in bed and do nothing? Or would I get up and still go make that paper? And I told myself, I had a real honest look inward into myself, and I said, if I'm a billionaire and I got sick, what am I going to do? And then I realized being a billionaire just kind of throws everything out of the window. It's just kind of like, if I'm a billionaire, I'm calling a doctor to come and see me and fix me right then and there, It's so unfair what it gets for you. But anyways, my point being is that if I had all of those choices, would I still get up and do stuff, or would I lay in bed? And I think a part of me wants to do a little bit of both. I want to go out there. There's a part of me right now that's like, I could go skydiving. As sick as I am, I could do it. But then there's another part of me that's like, but my bed is so soft and the plane is so loud and it's so high in the sky, and my ears will pop being in the sky from in the airplane and whatnot, right? The altitude level. I'm not going to enjoy it as much because I'll have a headache. I'm just going to be really tired, and I'm just not going to really love it, So, in conclusion, when you're fighting demons, and by demons, I mean the common cold, when you're fighting them, I would recommend a gigantic, get a 5-gallon thing of water, right? Get one of those big things of water, those big tubs, 5-gallon tubs that hold water, right? Get one of those, put it as close to your bed as possible, okay? And then you drink as much water as you need to get it into your system, and then let it flow out. You know what I mean? It's just, I think that's what's been helping me through all of this, is just like drinking a lot of fluids. Oh. Sorry again, I really don't. Definitely don't need to do this, but this podcast has to get up one way or another, and I will do it no matter what ailments are in my way. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, in conclusion, when you're fighting demons, and by demons I mean the common cold, you gotta get a 5-gallon thing of water, put it next to your bed, and drink as much of it as you can. Really go for it. I mean, the more water you drink, the easier it's going to be for you to really, you're really going to pass the cold through you. You know what I mean? This is a great lesson. All right. You got to let things flow through you. you know? You can't just let them hit you and stay stuck inside you. Like this cold I'm feeling, right? This cold is stuck to my body, and now I'm suffering from it, okay? Now, I could let it hold on to me for a long, long time, or I could let it flow through me. And to do that, I gotta drink water. And by drinking water, I know for a fact that it's gonna flow through me. And then that way I'll be able to really enjoy life. I'll really be able to look at myself and say, "Hey, you made it through that because you let it flow through you," you know? Nobody in the history of the world, right, has ever made it through a sickness by holding it in, you know? You just gotta let it flow through you. So, drink plenty of water, fluids, get your vitamins in there. Try to eat healthy. Soup, man, some soup would be great. Soup, just basically anything that'll just make it easier for you to enjoy your life, you know? No, complicated foods are not the best for you. Like, for me, I tried making waffles because I was kind of like, well, you know, I'm sick. Maybe, you know, I should just stick to my regular, well, not my regular, but I should try to eat regularly, you know what I mean? Try to eat something that's like, whatever. I tried to make waffles. Well, I made waffles, and then it was just like, it was not good. It was not the right thing to eat. I knew in that moment, I was like, I shouldn't have eaten this. I should have chosen a better option. But you live and you learn, you know? So anyways, I wish you guys well. I hope you guys get through your common colds if you're fighting it. If you're not fighting it, consider yourself lucky and blessed, you know what I mean? Because this is rough, but you keep doing your thing, you know? Wash your hands and, you know, keep being yourself. Keep doing your thing, you know? I want to say a big apology if I coughed at all into the microphone and you found it disgusting. I'm so sorry. Just not, you know, not what I tried to do at all. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be feeling better. And yeah, thank you.